Hi, my name is Vanessa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use PanOxyl Acne Creamy Wash, which contains 4% of benzoyl peroxide, which is an acne treatment. So this cleanser is ideal if you have acne-prone skin. And you can use this cleanser on your face, chest or back. Wherever you may experience active acne, this is where you're going to use it, only on the affected area. And so benzoyl peroxide is an acne treatment. It is not a cure, meaning it can help you to get rid of your active acne fairly quickly, at least for me within a week, and then all what's left are those dark spots. But my active acne is getting under control pretty fast. So this is how effective it can be. However, what you have to keep in mind is that when stop using this treatment, your acne will likely come back unless you know what's causing your acne. And if it's hormonal acne and you are going up and down with your hormones, then of course your acne won't be in control forever. So you can still experience some acne flare-ups, but when using your benzoyl peroxide cleanser, it can reduce it and keep it a bit more under control while getting rid of your active acne pretty fast. And so this is what you can expect from this product. I do use a benzoyl peroxide cleanser myself, not only for my face but for my chest and back, since this is where I do suffer from acne. And so when using it, there is a specific frequency guide that you can follow, but I recommend always starting off slowly and then adjust the frequency over time if you should feel the need, because benzoyl peroxide can make the skin dry. So if you have extremely oily skin, you're going to benefit from it. However, if you have already a dry skin type, you probably want to use it less often, because the more often you're going to use it, the more dryness will occur, which then may lead to other damages in your skin. So it's not going to benefit from it if you're going to use it more often and have already dry skin. So you have to keep the frequency in mind. So my best advice would be start off slowly by using it once per day, every other day. Do this frequency for, let's say, 1 to 2 weeks to see how the dryness is basically occurring. If it's too much, then of course reduce it even further. If it is still manageable, then of course you can either keep on going with this frequency, or if you feel like you want to increase the frequency, then use it once per day daily. See how this goes. If you think like you can use it more often, then use it twice per day daily. And then the very last would be using it 3 times per day daily. Now with the 3 times per day daily, I do want to emphasize that this is quite intense. And so I wouldn't recommend it if it's not necessary, unless maybe your dermatologist told you to do so. But it can be extremely drying and damaging on the skin. So my best advice would be using it once per day daily, up to twice per day daily. But then see again with your dryness, how much dryness does occur. Of course you can manage it with a moisturizer, but at some point it may not be manageable anymore with only a moisturizer. Then it's best to reduce the frequency, because as long as you're going to keep up a routine where you're using a benzoyl peroxide cleanser, it still is going to be effective. So please keep this in mind when working with it. And so I'm now going to show you how you can use it on your face when washing it above the sink. However, again, you can use this cleanser in your shower as well, which I usually do because I feel like it's much more convenient, since I do have acne on my chest and back as well. So it's all in one at the same time when I'm doing it in the shower. But again, the steps won't change. Doesn't matter if you're doing this above the sink or in the shower. And so when using it, what you have to keep in mind is that benzoyl peroxide may bleach fabric. And so this mainly occurs when having still some leftovers on the skin. Since it is a cleanser that you're going to wash off, if you have properly washed it off, it is less likely to bleach fabric. But if you still have some leftovers on your skin and you haven't properly gotten it off, and then you're going to use, let's say, a dyed towel, and then you're going to pat the skin dry or rub it off, and it stays on your towel, then it's probably going to bleach it, because I had already my experience myself with it, where you can see it has lightened my towel because of benzoyl peroxide. So please be aware of it. Either use very old towels when working with benzoyl peroxide. The same would apply to your clothes. So I have an old t-shirt when I'm working with it, so that in case something goes on my t-shirt or towels, I'm not being mad at it because it's not new. So my best advice would be, if you can, use light towels instead. A light towel, a light washcloth if you need one, and if you do not have like an old t-shirt, then of course best advice would be use something light or wear nothing at all when washing your face with it, or your body as well, so that you're making sure again that it's not going to bleach your fabric. So the key point is make sure that you can properly wash it off. And so when using it, you're basically going to apply it onto wet skin, and then you're going to massage it onto the skin for 1 to 2 minutes, and then you're going to rinse it off with water. Now, since it can be quite drying, I used to use it all over my face quite often, which I felt like, yes, it was effective, but at the same time quite drying on my skin. And nowadays I really changed to where I only experience active acne. So let's say, well, not let's say, but you can see it. My trouble area is my forehead and my chin sometimes, which can change from time to time. And so when I'm using it, I'm only using it on where I'm experiencing active acne. So if I know that my weakest point when I'm getting acne is my forehead, I'm really keeping my focus on my forehead, because I do not get it so much on my cheeks. And if I get it on my cheeks, those are just little pimples which are gone in a day. So I'm not worried about that so much, but more about the bigger acne spots. And the same would apply on my chest. So I'm only using it where I'm experiencing active acne. Same would apply to my back. I'm not going to use it all over my back if I do not have acne all over my back. I'm just going to use it on the upper part of it, so that I'm not going to damage my skin necessarily where there is no acne. Of course, if you say, well, my face is full of acne, my chest is full of acne, or my back is full of acne, then of course use it all over, because those are the affected areas. But if you can reduce it where you do not have acne, well, that's good for you. Go ahead and do so. So you can either use it all over a specific area or just on a specific spot. And when wearing other skincare products during daytime, you have worn sunscreen and or makeup, then my best advice would be doing kind of like a double cleanse, where you would use a gentle cleanser at first, or oil or balm cleanser that's able to properly wash your face, that's working well for your skin type, to get most of it off. And then you use the PanOxyl benzoyl peroxide acne treatment cleanser and use it only on that affected area, so that when you do not feel the need of using it all over, then you can only use it specifically as a kind of like a spot treatment, where you're only going to use it on the affected area, and the rest of your face is clean because you have used a gentle cleanser before that. Same would apply if you're doing this in the shower. So again, if you can and if you should feel the need, use a gentle cleanser at first to get most of it off, and then use the benzoyl peroxide cleanser only as your treatment, not so much as a cleanser that's able to get everything off the skin. So that's kind of the way on how I've been using it, and it works really well because I only can keep my focus on those specific spots. And so as of now, I'm going to show you how you can use it all over your face, but then I'm also getting into how you can use it only on a specific area. Because when using it on your face mainly, it's not so much a problem when using it on your chest and back, then please avoid your mouth area. Do not get it into your mouth. Please avoid your eye area, and please do not get it into your eyes. This also includes your eyelids. Please do not use it on your eyelids as well. Since this is very sensitive, you do not want to use benzoyl peroxide on such areas. So only keep it on the larger areas of your face when doing so. And so now the first step that I'm going to do is now wetting my face and neck with lukewarm water to warm water, and then I'm going to apply the cleanser onto wet skin. So let's go ahead and do this. So then go ahead and use about a coin size amount, more or less. This of course depends on how large the affected area is. If it's only a smaller area, you want to reduce the amount. I'm going to use about a coin size amount, since I'm going to do it on my face and neck as well, so that I can show you how you can use it. So about that much, more or less, which you can adjust of course. Then rub your hands together and then gently massage it all over your face and neck, depending on your areas, for about 1 to 2 minutes. Again, make sure to not get it into your mouth nor into your eyes. So again, if you have acne all over your face, or let's say you're going to use it on your chest or back, then use it all over. And then really massage it onto those affected areas if you have it all over. However, if you now say, well, I only have it, let's say, on my jawline or on my forehead, then just take your time to really go over that specific area for 1 to 2 minutes, so that you really can keep it there where you actually need it. And the same would apply, let's say, on your jawline, then massage it onto your jawline for some time before rinsing it off with water. But again, if you have it all over your face and maybe neck as well, then use it all over and gently massage it onto the skin. So, and once you have massaged it all over or only on the affected area, now you can go ahead and again rinse it off with lukewarm water to warm water by either just using your hands if that's enough. However, if you feel like you want to make sure that everything comes off, that there's no residue left, and you're thinking of using a soft and fresh washcloth in between, go ahead and do so. Just make sure that it's a light one or a pretty old one where you don't mind that it gets bleached. So, and now go ahead and take a fresh towel and pat the skin dry. So once you have pat the skin dry, you can either just leave it as it is and that's already it. However, please don't forget sun protection during daytime, not only because you have worked with benzoyl peroxide cleanser, but at the same time if you're suffering from dark spots, to protect them as well. Otherwise they can become darker and then it's a bit more difficult to treat them, yet that they will fade away on its own over time. And so when it comes to sun protection, you can either use a moisturizer that already contains SPF or a regular sunscreen. Make sure it feels comfortable on the skin and that it does not irritate your skin or your eyes in any way. I have two great examples right here. One is CeraVe's AM Facial Moisturizing Lotion with SPF 30 or Cetaphil's Derma Control Oil Absorbing Moisturizer with SPF 30. Those are great examples which I can share with you. That one is great for all skin types, whereas the one from Cetaphil is great if you have oily, acne-prone skins. It's a very lightweight fluid. And so when applying it, make sure that you're going to apply it 10 to 15 minutes before sun exposure, and please don't forget to reapply it if you've been in the sun for several hours or you went for swims, sweat a lot, had outdoor activities where the sunscreen can move around, wear off or basically break down. Then sun protection, like the reapplication of it, is important. If you want to know how you can properly apply your sunscreen or moisturizer with SPF, then I have a specific video for you in the top right corner which you can check out, where I'm also going over the application. Now I do want to keep my focus now on a moisturizer which you can use in the morning and or evening, and of course make sure that you're finding a moisturizer that's suitable for your skin type and needs. And I'm talking about a moisturizer that's very lightweight yet is able to balance out your dryness if dryness should occur over time, or if you have already a drier skin type, then using a moisturizer afterwards is important. Otherwise it can become quite uncomfortable. And so when working with a moisturizer, make sure that it does not clog pores, because you want to improve your skin, you do not want to make it worse. And so my best advice would be look for a very lightweight moisturizer that yet feels nourishing and hydrating on the skin. And I have two great examples right here. The first one would be CeraVe's PM Facial Moisturizing Lotion or a different soothing moisturizer. Both are great for all skin types, yet lightweight and won't clog pores. And so of course if you have a different one that you really like, that works well for you, go ahead and use that one. Those are just examples so that you have an idea of with what you can work with. And so when using a moisturizer, apply it once you're done with your benzoyl peroxide cleanser. And then use about a pea-sized amount more or less so that you can have enough product and evenly apply it all over your face and neck so that you have an even thin layer all over. So either just use about 1 to 2 pumps or dip with your fingers into your jars and then apply it all over. Make sure to not get it into your eyes. So, and once you have applied your moisturizer all over, then you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And so this would be then the last step in your evening or morning routine when not being exposed to the sun. Otherwise, use sun protection afterwards or instead of your moisturizer. And so there you have it. This is how you can use PanOxyl Benzoyl Peroxide Cleanser. I do hope that you enjoyed it, that you find it helpful. If you did so, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up as well as share it. And if you now want to learn more about skincare, what you can use, for example, to lighten up your dark spots, then I'm going to link some videos at the end of this video where you can check out the application as well. Now, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye!